Let's wait a couple of minutes. Wait for the family to get in. You dig what I'm saying to you? You get some. Let me upload some stuff. What is this? And turn on this stupid music? What in the hell's going on here? Man, something ain't right.
And an entertainer. I can't be too involved with black card.
In addition to Biden,
Like it's golden, living my life 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 like.
in addition to
Like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, like it's golden, living my life like it's golden,
in,
like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden. Punchline.
I said to
It's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life.
yo. your emoji right there. Just wait for y'all to get in. Shoot. Let me go back. Where's the dollar sign at? Man, I hate looking for this crap. Okay. Okay, that should work. All right, let me plug this thing in so I can be charging while I'm doing my thing. You digs? See where we at. We're at 5-6 minutes now. Okay. We're gonna wait a couple of more minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and get it popping. I know this is late, but I wanted to go ahead and get something going because I wanted to holler at y'all about some new developments going on with the financial situation. Ladies, I want to say something to you. A lot of y'all voted for Biden, okay? And a lot of you, the ladies, a lot of you voted for Biden because you thought he was going to wipe out all y'all student debt. Yo, it's your favorite war veteran, the Iceman, etc. Okay. And what else he promised y'all? He promised you that he was going to undoubtedly fix your finances. Okay. Okay. And you guys figured that he was going to hook y'all up with all of these things. Remember, remember originally he said that I'm going to wipe out your student debt. Okay, I'm paraphrasing what he said. Okay? And what is wrong? What is wrong with that picture? Is that all of these black people in general and black women specifically came out in mass to vote against Trump. So you voted for Biden. Okay? He told you if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And none of y'all feelings were hurt. Yet I know some of you that are looking at this video right now, and you, some of you, I know you personally, and you wouldn't forgive your closest friend for stepping on your shoes. You won't talk to him for 20 years. That you're going to forgive Biden for all his racism. Now, I played for you that conference call that Biden had with Reverend Al Sharpton, everybody's favorite FBI informant, and other fake ass reverends. He had all of them on conference call. And he said, in his exact words were, if you black people want something, you're going to have to talk to the Hispanics. Okay? Y'all remember he said that? How many of y'all were looking at my podcast that night when I posted the audio from that? Come on now. Okay? He said we got to talk to the Latinos, like the Latinos got something for us. Do you know how I mean, Biden said a lot of disrespectful, racist stuff. But that pissed me off when I heard that. First of all, Reverend Al Sharpton and all them other old fake ass pork chop preachers, they don't represent black society. They represent the baby boomer bootlick class. That's who they represent. They represent those folks that those black folks who are, got one foot in the grave and one foot on a banana peel, and they got their pension. So they don't care if their children and grandchildren, if there's anything for them. Okay? Because you're following behind Biden. Okay? You're following behind him. Why, I don't know, but you're following behind him. Okay? You're following behind him. Okay? A lot of you were around when he authored that 1994 crime bill. And then you played dumb when it came time to vote for president. And instead of voting for the couch, you voted for old Jim Crow Joe. Okay? He has spent his whole 50-something years in government screwing black people. Talking about he don't want his kids living in a racial jungle. Okay? Hell with that dude. And those of you who were affected by his lies, how do you feel right now? Those of you who have ridiculous, you got more than $10,000 to $20,000 in student loans. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Okay? What y'all gonna do? Now, tonight I wanted to specifically holler at the ladies because I decided to change the scenery, man. I decided to go into another room. I'm tired of being down. I didn't feel like being down in that cold ass basement and in the studio, and I didn't feel like being in the living room. I said, let me change things up a little bit. Anyway, a lot of y'all mighty quiet. Some of y'all so quiet, you could hear a mouse fart. What's going on? What happened? Some of you, instead of looking at all politicians as being hostile to black people, you look at Democrats. You look at the Democrats like they some slave masters, like they gonna save you, like they the Union Army. Okay? And the Union Army is just as racist and white supremacist as the Confederacy. But you think because there's a Mason-Dixon line, you think that's you think that's some kind of racial line. Like, you worse off in Oklahoma than you are in Minnesota. And I keep reminding people that we almost every month we have a brother getting killed up here by the police. One dude's on trial right now, that state trooper. He shot at this brother, and his supervisor said that he didn't follow protocol. He didn't have to shoot that dude. What happened is they stopped him. They said he had something wrong with his light. They always pull that shit. Oh, you got a tail light out. So the brother was sitting there, and the brother had some warrants. And now two troopers are on his driver's side, and there's the one, he's got his passenger side door open. I guess he was trying to pull him out. I don't know what they were doing, but he tried to take off, and the dude, the state trooper that was on the passenger side, he did a number like that old racist bitch over there in Brooklyn Center that murdered that young brother. Shot him in the chest when he stopped, and he did the same thing, but he shot him from the passenger side. Okay, the car's rolling forward, so the vehicle cannot be considered a weapon. Now, if they were in front of him and he did that, they have the right to kill him, to shoot him, use lethal force. But remember, that's how they deal with us. When they deal with us, it's either we volunteer to coon and sambo and buck dance and bojangle on our own to show massa we down with massa, or they let you know that you need to acquiesce. You need to bow down. And the sad thing about a lot of you don't just vote for Democrats. You bow down to Democrats. Okay? You act like voting is some kind of religious activity or something. Even if it was, it's still, even if it was, that don't mean nothing. Religion don't mean nothing to me. Y'all know how I feel about Christians and Catholics. I ain't got no love, okay, for none of them. They done too much harm to my people. My people still ain't free, and they've been worshiping a white Jesus for almost 500 years, and they still haven't made no progress. Oh yeah, we could buy some Chanel, we can buy some Saks, Fifth Avenue, we can buy some Bloomingdale's, but they still call us niggers. Okay? None of that Chanel, Gucci, none of that crap put you on par with Caucasians. They see us as the help. They see us as one big nigga. One of us, whatever way they behave, represents all of us. But when they do something heinous and we throw all of them in the same boat, what do? They whine. Just like every time one of these white Hispanics do something heinous in public, we go, that guy's a white Hispanic. First thing white folks say, hey man, why y'all be calling these Hispanics white? They ain't white. Yeah, no, they ain't Anglo, they ain't Aryan, but they're still considered Caucasian. When they put down their identifiable information on applications or whatever, they put down white. But yet they coming over here talking about they downtrodden and seeking asylum just because they poor. There's poor people over here right now. We got poor people here. That's born here that we ain't dealing with. But see, in their mind, we can't use them. I mean, we can't use y'all. We can't use black folks. We already got we already got our our wealth out of black slaves. We already got broke off, so we don't need that. See, you got to understand. Look at look at how this country runs. Okay, you look at every last industry. You look at every last. What do you see? If you look at every last industry, see the same crap. You see black folks on the bottom and everybody else standing on top of them. But yet we don't want to admit that that's the way it is. We want to think that because, I went to this college or I went to that college, I got a graduate degree, I got 2 master's degrees. And they mean absolutely nothing to white America, to white corporate America. They mean absolutely nothing. They're just pieces of paper. The only reason those 3 degrees are valuable to me now is because I work for myself. I refuse to work for these white supremacist corporations. All of them are white supremacists. Some might treat you a little better. Some might treat you a little worse. Some might be totally hostile to you. And instead of admitting that that is a problem for us, what do a lot of us do? We start bojangling and buck dancing. And it's cognitive dissonance all over again. This is why we keep having the same economic, social, and political problems in this country. You are running to the same people, the Democrats and the Republicans. You run into the same people who put us in chains. And now their descendants are practicing the same white supremacy on us that they did on our ancestors. And we tolerating it. So we can be in good with the Democrats. And they show open hostility toward us. Like I was looking at a podcast not too long ago, and the dude had some trying to think. damn, I can't remember. Damn, I forgot. I can't remember it. Anyway, so I think it's, let me start over. A lot of you guys, okay, let me start over. You guys, a lot of you are very quiet because you're ashamed that you supported old Jim Crow Joe. You feel a certain type of way. You just don't want to admit it in public. But you know you screwed up and you put us all in danger because of your narcissism. You love Joe Biden's pale behind more than you love your own people. And a lot of you are gonna go even all the racist, all the fake ass Asian hate thing that they put on us. The Asians went and complained to Biden during the pandemic when Biden got in there, they complained and that's why they gave him that $50 million. And then they go create all these, use crisis actors and all this kind of stuff and have all these people fake beating up Asian people, jacking Asian people. Those people that I did see out there that was jacking, that they showed footage of them jacking Asian. They ain't jacking because they were Asian. They jacked them because they closest people to them. That's why they knocked them in the head. Okay? But they used black folks to tell a lie that we were beating on Asians. And I don't know how many stories online where Asians done shot black children. Okay? And they not dead. Okay? Now you let a brother do that. Your whole family will be out there in bonnets and pajamas, running around looking for this dude who shot your loved one. You be out there right now. You be running around this wherever your city is. You be running around there trying to get at dude. But Joe Biden or anybody else that's not black, you cower and start buck dancing and kiss assing and butt licking. Okay? The main reason why you should feel ashamed for voting for Biden is because look at all these illegals he's bringing in here. They just running in here. And now the media is Fox News and all of them, CNN, because all of them are propagandists. Fox News and Newsmax are propagandists. Now, they tell the truth on the Democrats, but they lie when it comes to themselves because we know the Republicans are a bunch of white supremacist racists, but so are the Democrats. Just because they don't call you nigger to your face don't mean they ain't calling you that. Okay? Like in my fraternity, I go to some of these regionals or some of these national conventions, and if there's a white alpha up in there, it's a frat brother that happens to be white. These niggas are running all up his whoever this guy's chapter people are, they running up on, they treating this guy like he God. He the cool white dude. So what? Get tired of black folks saying that. Oh, she great girl, she cool. Some of the most racist people on the planet listen to our music. Okay? They listen to our music. They can quote every damn word, but they hate black people. Okay? And that's how most of them feel. We love y'all culture, we love your music, but we hate you. We got to cut that mess out. We got to put an end to that. See, all these cowardly black men, ladies, these baby boomer niggas that done sat up here, worked, got their little pensions, whatever. Now they sitting on their ass. They 60 or 70 years old. They don't give a damn about their grandkids. They don't care if they eat, because I'm gonna be out of here in a minute. That's the way they see it. I ain't, hey, I ain't worried. You get yours. It's just like how my dad used to talk. You get yours. I got mine. You go get yours. Okay, cool. But when we all do that, when most of us do that, this is why our children are left naked. They don't get nothing passed down to them. Now let's talk about finances, ladies. Now, y'all done sat up here. Y'all done sat up here and listened to that old decrepit motherfucker tell y'all, lie to y'all about that student loan. He said he was going to forgive your student loan. Then what did he do? Then he said, we'll forgive 10 to 20%. I mean, 10 to 20,000. But people that went to fly-by-night for-profit schools like ITT Tech, those folks get their loans totally forgiven. Those are the only people who are eligible to have loans, their whole loan forgiven, their whole student loan amount forgiven. If you went to ITT, one of them schools, you can get your loans for good reason. You can get your loans because a degree from ITT is worthless. It's as worthless as tissue paper. You might as well, if you might as well take your degree in there to the bathroom just in case you run out of toilet tissue, because the only thing you can do is wipe your ass with it. It's useless. And ladies, black women specifically, now y'all done sat up here and kissed Joe Biden's ass. And I was looking at the data on women's finances. Black women average annual income is $36,000 a year. This is the average black woman. Okay? The median income, annual income, is $32,000. Now, you know damn good and well, anything under 50, depending on where you living, because 50 won't cut it up here. 50 won't cut it up here in Minneapolis. It used to, but we done had too many companies move here. Medical company like Mayo Clinic is up here now. They got a huge campus downtown. They got a whole block. They do. Man, they hiring nurses. They need nurses bad up here. But don't nobody want to live up here. When I've met women who are like from like Houston, Dallas, that moved up here. They was like, how long you been up here? I've been up here a year. I hate it. I'm like, a white person hating it, hating the Twin Cities. That's odd. Because this is a white man paradise up here. You only got about 5 or 6% blacks in the whole state, not just the Twin Cities. A lot of y'all voted for Biden because you thought he was going to fix your finances, so you could continue to walk around here talking about, I'm an independent woman, I don't need no man, I'm a feminist. Well, look where that's getting y'all. Because I guarantee most of you, and they said most people who got, they said the average amount of student loan debt for the average person is $60,000. So even if you get, and see, the only way you can get $20,000 forgiven is if you go to the Peace Corps, or you go to I think it's AmeriCorps or something like that. Ain't nothing but the fronts for the CIA. That's all them organizations are. If you a cop or a firefighter, I think, or a teacher in the inner city, you can get up to $20,000 forgiven on your loan. But here's the stipulation. You had to have made every payment for 10 years on time. And you know how black folks are about paying bills on time. Even when we got the money, we won't pay them. Because a lot of Negroes be like, man, shoot, I ain't giving them, man, to help them white folks. I ain't giving you ain't gonna get your credit card bill this month. I'm gonna spend this on something else. You know how we do. You know how we do it. Okay? And a lot of y'all were banking on that. $20,000 when the average amount that most Americans have is 60,000 and more. I know people that owe like well over $500,000, man, because they ain't been paying their loans for 25, 30 years. And what you guys don't realize, and ladies, when you go, don't be, see y'all, and Biden telling y'all that, hey, defy your loan servicer, and you just don't, if you don't want to pay your loan, don't pay it. You listening to crazy talk like that. I've heard him say stuff like that. Well, if you don't have it, don't pay it. But what you don't understand is your credit's getting messed up, not Joe Biden's. His credit is perfect. And if you're a single mom and all you got is one income coming in, you got to be sitting here looking like, that's son of a bitch. I voted for him and he stroked me real good. Okay? He stroked me better than my man did last night. You know it to be true. I mean, man, it's all. Let me look up something real quick. Let me show y'all something. Let me see. I'm gonna read y'all something. It says family net worth by race or ethnicity. White non-Hispanic, 188,000. Black or African American, 24,000. Hispanic or Latino, 36,000. But and the only reason why that's higher than that, it's always higher than ours, and it's because they have more adults that are working in the home, and that's how they count income. They just count they aggregate all the income of the adults in the house that are contributing to the household. So that's really, and why, and let's face it, the Hispanics or so-called Latinos are white. They're considered Caucasian. That I mean, they're not Anglo, but they are Caucasians. So that should be lumped into that. See, that's the Jedi mind trick that the Republicans and the Democrats play on us. Is they got you thinking, they got you sitting up here feeling sorry for these people crossing the Rio Grande, and they coming over here with they anti-black racism, calling you Mayata and Chinquitos. Okay, you can look up Chinquitos for yourself and find out what it means. Very derogatory. Okay. It says total debt by generation. Silent debt. The silent generation is the folks that fought in World War II up to the first baby. No, yeah. Silent is 40,925. I'm just gonna read and it says baby boomers. Let me make this bigger so I can see it. My blind ass. That's why I could. I'm on my Mac. I usually don't use my Mac for anything other than music or stuff like that. That's all I really use it for. So I don't want a whole bunch of nothing on this damn computer. So it says baby boomers, their total debt is 96,000. Gen X 135,000. Millennials 78,000. Gen X 9,000. Now, the reason why this is important is because, as you can see, every generation before has more debt. From silent generation to the Gen Xers, there's more debt per every generation. The only differences are the millennial debt and Gen Z debt. Okay. Okay, let me read this. Say income by education level. No high school, 30,000. High school is at 50. Yeah, 50. Some college, 43,000. Somebody with a 2-year degree makes an average of 64,000. Bachelor degree or more, 115,000. Now, they're not using any of our vital statistics. And let me tell you what that would do. That would bring down a lot of these numbers. Okay? They're not factoring. That's why I say when they say the unemployment rate is 3.7 and lowest, we look at the low employment because anything in the threes on down is considered good. Remember, they don't add us in. This is how you know the government's full of lies. If you look, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something before I go back to that. Let me say this. Black people are always first fired and last, and first hired, first hired, first fired, last hire for first fired. Okay, It's always that way. In every company I've ever worked at, that's what happens. We're the last ones to get hired and we're the first ones to get fired. So our finances and the unemployment amongst black men, women, and children is always going to be different. You mean to tell me y'all factored all 45 billion black people's income? And you talking about the job uh, that the unemployment rate is 3.7? It's going to be way higher than that, because let me give you some numbers. Black men's unemployment, the number of the percentage of black men who are unemployed is somewhere around 62,000. Unemployment amongst black women is around 52,000. Unemployment amongst black teenagers 16 to 19 is around mid 70%. They know if they put that kind of, if they know if they put the truth out there, like what I just got through telling you, if they know if they put that out there, black folks are gonna be, wait a minute, hold up, say what? See, if you knew that, you wouldn't be willing to just sit there while Sancho and Maria, they bring Sancho and Maria over here. They clean out all their insane asylums, clean out all their prisons, and send these no good folks up here. And you just sitting there, well, they minority too. You ain't no damn minority. You ain't no minority. See, that's the Democrats' way of lumping you in with everybody else, talking about, yeah, well, America is a nation of immigrants. We're not immigrants. We're not immigrants. Our people were already here. We were here even before the red Native Americans crossed out of Russia into up the Bering Straits, and some stayed in Alaska. Those are the Eskimos, and the rest of them came on down the Yukon and came down to the lower 48. The red Native Americans are considered the 5 civilized tribes. Okay, the Seminoles were black. Okay. And what they did to a lot of black Native Americans is they reclassified them as Negro, because they look, when the Moors would travel over here to North America to trade. Remember, there was no country here. It was a whole big old wilderness from one end of the country to the other. Okay. And when Lewis and Clark walked across the damn country on the Oregon, in the Oregon Trail, what they don't tell you is they brought along a Moor with them. And he spoke several different languages. He spoke Hebrew. He spoke whatever Black Indian dialect they were speaking. And he spoke Arabic. And the reason why Lewis and Clark brought him as a guide is because when other pale faces went into America and tried to do the same thing Lewis and Clark did, they murdered him. They killed him. And rightfully so. This is an invader. Remember, these white supremacists, everywhere they go, they're invaders. They have no Caucasians are not indigenous to any of the 7 continents. And I'm going to let you figure out why that is. I know. But a lot of you don't care. You're going to march right down there to that voting booth and vote for Biden, even though he ain't done jack for you. or your people. But he's sitting up here papering up illegal aliens, criminals. And they coming up here, and you know the media, Fox and all them, they downplaying the crime wave that's going across the country with these illegal alien criminals. Okay? Now the cases that you see on that get hit the news, 6 o'clock news, those are the worst of the worst. Okay? Those are the worst. Okay? And you see how they do, and y'all know, y'all see how these assholes won't pass any legislation to put these assholes in jail. In Congress, the Democrats keep playing little games because they act like they care more about them illegal aliens than they do the people's families where they done raped and murdered their daughters. Okay? The Democratic Party care more about them illegal aliens than they do us. And they show us straight up contempt. I mean, they don't even hide it. They don't hide it. They don't hide the fact that they despise black people. And for some reason, like idiots, most of us still go down there and vote for Democrats, even though they don't do shit. And then you got the nerve to say, well, they ain't gonna just be my mayor and just be my president. No, they ain't gonna be your president at all. Because they're gonna ignore you and me and act like we don't exist. Why do you think people had that uprising after Rodney King in 92? Why do you think people turned up after George Floyd was murdered? Because people, I don't know what it is about us, but the ignoring us and the police killing us and doing the things they doing, they locking up brothers, innocent black men in prison. This is the Democrats doing this to us. And those of you who want to say, so you telling us we got to join the Republican Party, we got to vote Republican? I ain't telling you do anything. You're a grown ass man or woman. You do what you do. We know a lot of people are cowards. We know a lot of black folks are sellouts for a job. We know that. We don't expect anything less from you. Okay? We can almost set our watches to your behavior with white folks. Okay? This is horrible. Let's continue. Let me hurry up and read this. So basically, you're going to let me read this real quick because this is a good table. It says Americans 18 to 29 have a combined debt of $69 billion per person. 18 to 29-year-olds have a total average of $12,000 in debt. 30 to 39 years old, 1.7 trillion total. 26,000 is the average that they carry. 40 to 49, 1.13 trillion and 27,000. 50 to 59, total 98 billion. Per capita, 23,000 average. Now I'm gonna read the next two because the 60 to 69-year-olds is average, $16,000 in debt, and 70 and older carry the least amount of debt. Okay. Now look, hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. So we know somebody that in their 20s, late teens, early 20s. We know they ain't gonna carry that much debt because they just getting started. Now the 30 to 39 people, 26,000. See how it went up? Then 40 to 49, 27,000. But when it hit 50 to 59, it dropped to 23,000. Why? Because between 50 and 59, you're getting ready to retire, or you may be retired already. So your debt is going to be lower than the 40 to 49-year-old. The 50 to 59 is 23,000. So as you notice, the older people get the less debt they carry, because you're supposed to pay off all that stuff before you get too old. Because when you get 50 to 59, your income's gonna start going down. And look at 60 to 69, debt is 16,000, and then 70 and up is 9,000. So the older you get, the less debt you're supposed to carry around. Wait a minute, this thing. Hold up, player. Credit card debt. Let's see. Huh. 3%. Debt by race. Oh, this ought to be interesting. Okay, I'm gonna do student loans by race. I'm gonna do that first. Okay. Listen closely, ladies. It said American Indian, Alaska Native student borrowers are the most likely to have payments of $350 a month on their student loans and pay an average of $247 a month. It says Black or African American student borrowers are the second most likely to have monthly payments of $350 and an average of $289. Now, I don't understand why we paying more, but on this average, but it is what it is. Asian student borrowers pay an average of $272 a month. White student borrowers pay an average of $229 per month. Now, obviously, the reason why the 350 for Native Americans and Blacks is because we got less money to use for education. Okay. So we depend on them student loans more than anybody. And also women. Now it says Black degree holders have an average of 27,000 for undergrad student debt. Hispanic borrowers 25,000. Asian borrowers 25,000. White borrowers 21,000. And then it says, oh, wait a minute, why did it said American Indian up there? But it says Native American 23,000 in amount of debt. So Black people in general carry the most student debt than everybody else. Okay. Let me go back up here. Let me go back up here and read this debt by race. And it says Black and Hispanic borrowers on average have lower credit scores than white consumers, so their choices are limited. It's even worse for Native American borrowers who are largely credit invisible. Okay. The average credit card balance for white families is 6,900 in 2021. The most recent figures available, okay, for a black family is 3.9 thousand. It was 3,900. Excuse me. It's 6,900 for white families, and it's 3,900 for black families. For so-called Hispanic families, it was 5,500. Okay. Debt to asset ratio, which is very important, especially if you planning on buying a car, you plan on buying a big ticket item like a car or a house, you really need to hear this. The median debt to asset ratio for white families is 26.5%, while it is 46.8% for black families. 46.2 for Hispanic families, and 37.3 for non-white and ethnicity and including ethnicities. Okay. So as you can see, we have a very high debt to asset ratio. Okay. That means we as families, we carry a whole lot of debt, yet we have way lower income than white folks and Asians. There's one on here. And in 2021, the median income for white non-Hispanic households was 77,000. For black households, it was 48,000. See that? Now the average yearly pay for black women is 36,000. The average pay for black men is 44,000, I believe. But here for the whole black family is 48,000. For so-called Latino households is 57,000. That's still to me them separating folks they treat like they treat as white, but then they got the nerve to call themselves saying these people are oppressed and all this kind of stuff is a joke. Now, the only reason why Latinos household income is higher than ours is because they usually have more adults in the house. So if all those people, when they fill out the census, they got their names on there. I mean, they all are in one house, that same address. What is that? What do you think is going on here? They count every adult who is contributing to the household. Now, it says something about race. It says when it comes to mortgages, the median amount was 130,000 for white borrowers, 116,000 for black borrowers, 130,000 for Hispanic borrowers, we usually get higher risk mortgage products with like what do they call it? That mortgage, the adjustable rate mortgage. Okay, that's what they're talking about. And you know, adjustable rate mortgages are trash. Okay. Now let me talk about this. It's a debt by gender. Women have made huge economic gains over the decade. They're talking about white women, but most have more debt than men. Well, because y'all make less than we do. Women earn 82.9 cents for every dollar earned by a man. Okay. The median full-time yearly wage for men is 61,000. For women, it's 50,000. Remember, this is white folks they talking about. Remember, if they factor us in the way they claim they do, trust me, these amounts would be different. Okay. Many federal ways get it. I don't care nothing about that crap. Okay, let me read this real quick. About 50% of women ages 55 to 66 have no personal retirement savings. Yet they still talking about I don't need a man and I'm independent, but they got 4 cats and 5 dogs, compared to 47% of men. So once a woman gets 55, 50% of these women don't have any money in the bank. And we know, and again, we're mainly talking about white folks here. Okay. Less men are in that situation. The gender wage gap has an impact on women's debt. For example, women and men owe a similar average in credit cards. Okay. It says men have more debt than women. I can understand that. So women carry 39% of debt while men carry an average of 31%. That's interesting. Says women hold 50% of student loan debt. 58%. They talking about all we know women have all these talking about women have all these degrees. Yeah, they got degrees in basket weaving and something useless like women's studies, black studies. And then all of them end up working at the social services office, at the welfare office. Okay. I'm trying to find that one where it says, I don't know if they got it on here. They might not have it on here. And as you already know, Gen X on down, uh, they're in worse shape than my generation. I'm a last of the baby boomers. I caught the tail end. 20% of American adults have undergraduate student debt of 20%. Postgrad, 7%. 58% for adults 18 to 29 have student loan debt. 60% of adults 30 to 49 have student loan debt. By age 30, 37% of associate's degree holders and 21% of bachelor degree holders have been delinquent in student loan payments at least once. Now, this is based on 2021. So we don't have 2022 and 2023 baked in here. We know that these numbers would be totally different if we were up to date to 2024. The forgiveness plan has been debated. If it's shut down, it would cancel roughly 1 trillion in debt. We shouldn't have to pay for women making bad decisions. Okay, we shouldn't. Those of us, uh, no one should pay because and remember, most of this stuff is for these women. Okay, most of this stuff is for these women. When they talk, you notice women, yeah, men hold more debt than women. Women hold more debt than men hold more debt than women do. but women carry an amount greater, way greater than we when it comes to that kind of stuff. So what I'm saying to y'all, what I'm saying to the ladies really, is that y'all in trouble. You know y'all in trouble. You know you in trouble when you don't pay your student loans. That goes on your credit. Okay? When you don't pay your student loans, you can listen to Joe Biden all you want telling you to be defiant. You go ahead and be defiant and see if old Master Joe gonna pay your bills. Because a lot of y'all walking around here with 680 credit scores. And you wonder why every time you go buy a car, you know, they charging you 15, 16, 17% on a damn auto loan. And then they got the nerve to give you 5 to 6, 7 years to pay it off. And you thinking, well, I got a lower payment. You only got a lower payment because look how many years you paying on it. I've heard somebody say that you can get a car loan for like 10 years now. Why the hell would you do that? Why would you put yourself in that kind of situation? That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense, player. Charles Barkley talking about he's gonna beat up. Talking about he gonna beat up black men who vote. Talking about they gonna vote for Trump. Talking about conservative blacks. Talking about they're gonna vote for okay. Okay. A lot of you women, y'all, if you ain't already in trouble trying to pay your bills right now with 36,000 average and 32,000 median, but yet you look at these broads, grams, you look at their IG account, and they everything in front of expensive cars, and yet she work at the social service office. You go to any major city, LA, Philly, Chicago, New York City. You go down there to the welfare office, ain't nothing but a bunch of broke ass single mom black women working in there, mad because they got degrees that didn't even factor in them getting them jobs. They could have got that job without a degree and all that student loan debt. They said people are carrying around more people are not. And see, the thing is, some people have no problem living on credit cards. Credit cards should only be for emergencies. New tires, my tires blew out. Get my engine dropped out the car. I need to go get an engine. I got a $10,000 credit card. That engine gonna cost me $5,000. The labor is gonna be another $2,000. Okay. These are some of the decisions that a lot of us have to make. I've had to make it several times with cars, even new cars. The engine blew up and I'm driving down the street. going 30, 40 miles an hour and the damn engine blow out. I hear a loud boom like somebody shot my car or something. And the car just cut off. Okay? But a lot of you sisters, y'all gonna get caught up, man. Y'all sitting up here talking about y'all don't need no man and all this. And look at all the debt that black women. They said black women got the worst credit out of all women, out of everybody in this country, including illegals. Black women had a worse credit. Did y'all know that? Because most of y'all don't want no husband. You don't want to be a wife because you know you're going to have to do some work. So you would rather be a single mom. And it's cute to be a single mom when you're in your 20s and 30s, part of your 30. But when you get old, start getting old, and that body start breaking down, don't look like it look, the Spanx ain't working. Okay? The Spanx ain't form fitting your ass. Whatever, you know the girdle and all that kind of, none of that stuff work anymore. Even going to the gym half-ass ain't working no more. I see them fat ass broads in the gym. I be like, look at this broad. And you know they only gonna go in there one day, and you ain't gonna see them for 4 or 5 months. But they call themselves trying to do something about their weight problem. Just lazy. They'll work on 1 or 2 machines, do 1 or 2 reps, then get on the treadmill, walk for 15 minutes, and then they leave it. I'm like, you ain't trying to lose no damn weight. I feel sorry for you ladies, man. You better take your ass out there and get you a husband. You better take your ass out there and be nice to somebody so one of these old players will pay your bills. Okay? You better go get you one of these old players. They got their money straight. Because you know, a old brother my age, you know, the ones that got their shit together, you ain't gonna fuck up our money. And ladies, when you carry a lot of debt like that, and then you got children by other men, that makes you a liability. A liability is what? Bills, debt, your instant debt. And that's why single moms don't do very well in the dating marketplace, because don't no man want no ready-made family. The intelligent brother, the successful, productive brother like me and a lot of you don't waste your time dating single mom. You might fool around with single mom, but you ain't finna wife one up. So what you gonna do, ladies? Jim Crow Joe done screwed you. Okay? And you know, a lot of y'all, you don't want to listen to my podcast because you on that church bullshit. And that's another thing that's holding you back, is that old pagan Christian shit. I ain't gonna date nobody unless they know the Lord. You don't know the Lord. How you gonna sit up here and check somebody else? The only thing you can do is check yourself. You can't check no man. And let me say this to you ladies. A lot of y'all are lost. A lot of you ladies are lost because you didn't grow up with your fathers. So you hate black men. That's holding you back too, ladies. That hatred for black men that y'all have for, man, that's holding you ladies back. Because ladies, whether you believe it or not, men ain't stupid. We can smell the vitriol on your ass. We can smell the piss and vinegar. Okay? You ain't fooling nobody. We know black women can't even hide their hostility toward black men. You can't even hide it. And it's sad because all these other races of women love their men, but you walking around talking about black men ain't shit. You the only one saying that. I ain't never heard no white woman say it. Okay? And some of them done had some brothers that, that has run them through the ringer. And some of them still ain't negative on black men. But black women, black men ain't done nothing to you. But you hate us instead of hating that devil that puts you in the situation, your people and you in the situation you in. You hate us though. Black men ain't got nothing to do with white supremacy. Okay? Take your anger out on the people who are responsible for your pitiful life, which is white supremacists, males and females. They're the ones that are making sure your neighborhood don't get any money. They don't give you any money. Like I talk, that's why, I know I'm probably not gonna stay up here for forever. I'm gonna go buy another house. I'm gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna go down where it's warm. I might go back to Texas because I don't really. I'm this cold, man. I can't really deal with this cold like I used to. Okay, I don't want to be running my heat all day and all night, running up my bill. Man, my light bill that month where I told y'all it dropped to like 0 degrees and 10 below almost for about like a week and a half. Just that week and a half having my heat on 24 hours a day. Man, my light bill was like 220 or something like that. My light bill ain't never that high. But because I had to run the heat, you know what I'm saying? And in the summer, it gets hot as hell up here. Okay? I gotta fix something in my backyard. I'm thinking about getting me a jacuzzi to put back there. Because I looked at one at Costco last week and I was like, damn, this is 73,000, 7,300. But I'd have, obviously I gotta pay for somebody to deliver it and install it. Okay? Because I need to be able to get in some hot water, man, and deal with all these different types of arthritis I have. But ladies, you struggling. Why would you volunteer to be struggling? Huh? Y'all up here talking about black men ain't shit. And yet 75% of black women have no husbands. That have childrens have no husband. 75% of y'all. You think that's by accident? The Democratic Party has been paying to subsidize black single motherhood for 50 years. Okay? Don't let these women fool you, brothers. They ain't doing well. A woman will go get a credit card for $5,000 and run the whole thing up buying clothes and then sit up there and won't even pay the bill because they ain't got no money. Credit cards are for emergencies, and I don't give a damn what points they give you. That all that stuff is a hustle. It's all a hustle. Now, some credit cards do give you cash back, but it ain't worth going out there using the credit card all the time. See, that gets you to use that plastic more than you would instead of pulling out your debit card or paying cash. That's one of the reasons we should never allow the Federal Reserve to switch our currency to digital. Okay? That's some George Orwell type shit. They were talking about debit cards when I was in 3rd and 4th grade. We talking about 40, 50 years ago. You grew up in a house with no father. And yet you gonna tell black men what a man is supposed to do. Ain't no single mom gonna tell me how to be a man. And she didn't grow up with one. Okay? And fellas, y'all need to stop letting these women talk crazy to you just so you can get some ass. That's why, luckily simping is playing out because these cats ain't got no money. These simps and tricks ain't got no money. That pandemic whipped a lot of people's asses financially. A lot of people got ruined during that pandemic. And where that thing? Oh, there it is. Okay. A lot of single moms were struggling during that pandemic, and it made it worse for y'all. And if you drive by any of the food banks in your city, who you gonna see? A bunch of women, a bunch of black women, a bunch of old parasite Hispanic women, and white women. Why? Because all that fronting and talking shit, and you ain't got no money in the bank. If we play big bank, take little bank, you would have to leave. You can't even compete because you ain't got nothing in your purse but a pocketbook full of business cards because ain't no money in there. See, ladies, this is where a husband comes in. See, and let me say something else. More women who are single moms are on antidepressants not right now more than any other time in history before feminism. Married women have a very low percentage of them using prescription psychotropic SSRI and other types of antidepressants like Lexapro and a couple other ones, diazepam, which I think is Xanax. I think that's Xanax. More single moms are on some kind of psychotropic prescription antidepressants more than anybody else. And black women have a very high percentage of them using or having to be prescribed psychotropic drugs. The data don't lie, ladies. Would you rather be single and miserable and broke? Or would you rather have a man where there's a whole nother income in the house? See, a lot of you black women, a lot of women, period, a lot of y'all don't want to listen to no man. because you didn't grow up with one. So you despise male energy. You would rather turn your son into a homosexual or just old moist, weak ass dude just because you hate black men. You'd rather turn your son into a sissy. He's watching you, sashaying around the damn house. So now he gonna do it instead of taking after his father. But you make sure he don't have no time with him. Okay? The piper got to get, the piper is the bill is due, ladies. The bill is due. You gonna pay up or what? The piper got to get paid. He ain't gonna leave till you get paid. He get paid. Okay? He ain't going nowhere. So that debt is gonna be hanging over your head. Because you want to be sexually promiscuous and have all these men jumping up and down on you because you think that's cute. But that's a whore mentality. You at home flat backing, doing that renegade hoe shit. You digs? Hell, you lady, hell, look at your grandmama and your mama. Look at they bills. You can pay a woman $100,000 a year and she'll find some way to fuck it up and not have no money and a bunch of debt because women are blind, impulsive consumers. That's why they market everything to women. Because women will buy clothes before they pay their mortgage or their rent. Did y'all know that? That's why a lot of these women get on these dating apps and dating sites, online dating sites, because they're only on there to hustle men for free drinks and free meals. They already got a girl, they already got a boyfriend and other men they messing around with. You just the simp or the trick that gets preyed upon like you food. You're a gazelle and they're a goddamn lion. It's supposed to be the other way around. Now, these women that talk that we want equality and all that old bullshit, but when you get put in a position to exercise that equality, if the job is too physical, then you want to go, you want to run. You want to run up, you want to get out of town. You'll talk about, oh, I want to be women, like they for a lot of years, they wouldn't let women go in combat. Okay? And yet, in most situations, they don't even get a chance to do that. They don't get a chance to do it. So what would you rather do? Be an asset or a liability? An asset is a woman who adds value to a man's life. And in return, he provides two things, but of course, this is not an exhaustive list. But the two main things that women desire from us or expect from us is provision, which is taking my resources and sharing them with you. Like, say I live in this house alone and I move you in. I tell you, when your lease is up, you come move in here with me. So you ain't got to pay no rent. Okay? Right there, I just changed your life. I tell women, when I meet women, I tell them, I do okay. But one of the good things is I invest my money. I ain't like most of these niggas ain't got no pension. I got a pension. Okay? I ain't worried about shit. But I'm not gonna sit up here and say it's enough. No, it ain't. There ain't never. Look, ain't the 100,000 a month ain't enough, as far as I'm concerned. I'm still hustling. I'm still grinding. Okay. My health might not be where it should be, but ain't nothing wrong with my brain. My brain still work. I might not be able to walk that well. I might not be able to run, but my brain still works. Okay? With all the trauma and wars I've been in, my brain still works, even after a TBI. Okay? So, ladies, I know what you're going to say. First thing you're going to say is, well, I ain't my mama's or my grandmama's generation. That's cool. That's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But one thing I want to tell you is that the reason why Big Mama was married for 50 years to Granddaddy, because she was an asset to him. Remember, see, women like to go to church and take the Queen James Bible and pick out scripture that fits their narrative. In the Bible, it says a woman is a man's helpmate, which means he's the leader of the family. And because you didn't grow up with a man, you didn't grow up with your father in the house, probably don't even know him. You grew up with nothing but negative female energy, and there's no balance because that male energy balances out the feminine energy. Okay, but but here's the difference with when you add men into the equation. It is a known fact that single fathers, whether they have daughters or sons, come out way better and more responsible than they do coming out of their mama's house, because their mama ain't gonna teach them shit but how to be a little hoe, how to go out here and manipulate women and be a vagina hound. Or he turns into RuPaul, or you turn him into RuPaul because he ain't got no male energy around him. So now he a homosexual. Okay? You sitting up there talking about yippee. You ain't gonna get no grandkids out of no punk. Okay? You ain't gonna get no grandkids out of no sissy. So all that cheering and acting a fool, when you ready to get some grandbabies, and he with another dude, you look like a fool for allowing that to happen to your son. Like what Dwayne Wade is letting Gabrielle Union do to his son, turn his son, talking about his name is Nala, turning his son into a punk. Man, come on. And see, a lot of y'all scared to say anything about the little nasty X and all these them promoting these black homosexuals. A lot of y'all, you don't like that mess, but you don't say anything. And see, the reason why I get on black men's asses more than I do black women is because black men know better. You have no friends, black man. Not even most black women ain't your friend, but they coming around. Sisters are coming around because they see how they doing these illegal aliens, how Biden is prioritizing them over us and everybody else. And now sisters is like, wait a minute here, hold up. I need to stop selling. I need to stop playing these damn. I need to stop playing these games and get on the good foot. Because financially, ladies, it's gonna get way worse. And it ain't got nothing to do with Trump. Trump's gonna be our next president. It ain't shit you can do about it. You can take your ass down there and vote for Biden. Probably half black men in this country are not gonna vote for Biden. They're gonna vote for the couch. I tell people to write their favorite person in there. You know, you can write in a candidate. Hell, the last time I voted, I wrote in Rick James. Okay? Elections are a hell of a drug. You can write in who you want. I ain't voting for Biden. I'll vote for the couch before I vote for that son of a bitch. You digs? But ladies, by 2053, the black family as a whole, the nuclear black family, is going to have a net worth of this, a damn zero. You live in a world that runs on money. Talking about America runs on Duncan. America runs on money. And if you ain't got any of it, they gonna push you to the side. See, homelessness taught me a lot about America and how vicious people are. I'll be walking down the road because you know some areas around some of these cities don't have no sidewalks, so you gotta walk damn near in the street. And I've had evil ass people come within a couple of feet of hitting me to try to scare me, telling me, hey! I hate motherfuckers like that. I hate people like that because they know they ain't gonna do nothing. So you gonna ride by me and say some little racial shit. Some of them would even roll past me and wait till they get to a puddle and splash water all on the player. Now I'm already feeling bad about my situation. I'm already, not feeling good. I'm probably funky because I ain't took a shower. And then this asshole's gonna come by and run through a puddle and get all that dirty ass water. Now I got dirty water on me. Where am I wash my clothes at? Okay? But I got through it. God willing. I got through it. That's why I be telling brothers, some of y'all be emailing me, talking about, man, I don't know if I can get out this situation. I'll be like, brother, with God, you can get through anything. You can get through anything. When you think you on your last leg, I guarantee something gonna happen. God's gonna put you in a situation where all you gotta do is keep your eyes open and make a good decision. And if you choose that path, he's gonna take care of you. You're gonna still have some ups and downs. You still gonna feel like you walking this path alone. But I can assure you, there is a God. He ain't white. He looks like you and me. You need to stop listening to the propaganda lies that CBS, NBC, ABC, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, and Newsmax and OEN and America First or The First, that old raggedy ass channel. Got Bill O'Reilly's racist ass on there. Okay. Every last one of them channels distribute propaganda. That's why I keep telling people, y'all can sit here and play these games. I'm not playing no games with these white supremacists. Okay? I ain't playing games with them. You might want to play games with them. I ain't playing games with them. They step to me, they're going to get dealt with. And I'm dead serious. Like they're talking about, this one brother was talking about, he made a video. He was talking about how around these black neighborhoods around the country, these illegal aliens are just sitting there, standing there watching them. And I told these brothers, I said, dude, over in their country, these people are straight up killers. See, you would go kill another brother without any kind of thought process. But Sancho can be over there about to do something to you, and you let him catch you slipping. Because you want a cool Hispanic friend. Ain't none of them cool with us. Why you think as soon as they get some money, they go marry an Anglo? Because that's what they aspire to be. That's why I tell black women, all these other women ain't you. You shouldn't have any camaraderie with none of these other women. Asian, white, Indian, whatever the fuck. You should not be standing here thinking you got some kind of camaraderie because Joe Biden done said some shit. Or the Democratic Party or the DNC done made you think that, they're the party of inclusion. Yeah, for white folks and everybody else but us. But they need our votes. They require our votes in order to be in the White House again. And brothers ain't feeling Biden's ass. Now, ladies, this man, he's coming up on his last year in the office. And he ain't done shit for black folks. But shook some hands and hugged on some Mannies and some Sambos. Like, I was looking at some of the footage before I went online. I was looking at some of the footage, and it was showing, Joe Biden, after he did the State of the Union, all that old yelling and acting a fool, he went down off the stage and started shaking people's hands. And the first people that were running up in his face was all these Congressional Black Caucus niggas. Them CBC niggas. We call them the Congressional Black Talkers because they don't do nothing but talk. They don't do nothing for black people. They do more for Sancho and Maria than they do for us. You digs? So my thing is, this man ain't showed us nothing but vitriol. Why would you go in that booth and vote for another 4 years of that devil? And before you fix your mouth to say some shit about Trump, I don't like Trump's ass either. But I respect his hustle. Now, a lot of y'all sit up here talk, especially black folks, acting like you gotta love a politician like you looking for a boyfriend. I like Joe Biden. I don't know. I hate Trump. They told us to hate Trump. So I hate Trump. I hear niggas saying stuff that would make me believe that's how they think. Some black people don't mind being abused. As long as they can get a hug, these old niggas, these 60, 50, 60, 70-year-old niggas, my age and older, man, let me tell y'all something. If you want to see a straight up coon, Sambo, Mammy, look at them congressional black talker niggas. As soon as Joe Biden walked off that podium, all these black congressmen and women were running up in Joe Biden's face, cheesing. Hey, Mr. President. And I guarantee them niggas don't do nothing for their constituents. Y'all out there vote for Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters been in office. I think she's been in office since I was in high school. And I've been out of high school almost 50 some years. The hell? I think she's only been in there about 30 some years. But still, she was in there when I was, I was a young man. And her district in South Central LA looks the same as it did before I went to the military. Look the same. Matter of fact, it look worse. Because you got all these illegal aliens moving in on moving on MLK. If you go down MLK going down toward USC, you go down, but even before you hit Western, you're gonna see all these illegals. They had all them apartments right there. It used to be none but black people in them apartments. Now they're all Mexicans. Okay? And the farther you drive on MLK, going toward USC, the neighborhood get worse and worse. Okay? And it wasn't like that when black folks were living there. Black people don't own shit in LA. Just like they do everywhere. We don't own a damn thing. And then now all the soul food restaurants, the Asians done bought it. Because I like this one catfish, this place I used to get my catfish from. I think I patronized them a couple of times. And I was like, man, this catfish tastes different. I'm like, what's up with this fish? I mean, it didn't taste bad, but you could tell that it wasn't a black person that fried it. Because we cook like brain surgeons. Because we know our family will act a fool if we serve some nasty food. That's why black folks always want to know at the cookout who made the potato salad. Because if you bought it at the store, or Aunt so-and-so made it, or cousin so-and-so made it, we know not to eat it. Because they can't cook. You digs? Now, I ain't gonna be on here too much longer. So if you already having tough sledding and you struggling financially, and you don't have a man to help you with them bills, the father of the children, you done ran him off just so you can get 18 years of child support. And all you doing is spending your child's inheritance that his father would have been able to leave to him. But you went down there and got the child support. You don't sick the child support Nazi folks on him because you hate black men. And now they're taking 40% of his pay or more. I remember at one point, like right when they started taking, like my first payment, the first child support pay, man, they took like $1,400. I was like, $1,400? Why am I paying this much? Come to find out, my ex-wife went to the court and lied and said she can't find me. My child support wouldn't have been no more than 25%. Your child support ain't shouldn't be more. Really, it shouldn't be more than about 15%. And let me tell you why. See, what these white supremacist Democrats that run our courts and when I'll just stick with the courts. They're a bunch of white supremacist left wingers. Because every time I used to go in there to them child support people, they were hostile toward me, like I had done something wrong. And you gonna subject your ex-boyfriend to that, your baby daddy to that, and you know how hard it is for black folks to have a little of nothing. You got black folks that done had to move mountains to get what they got. And they ain't trying to lose it. Asset, liability. Single mom with children from other men, liability. Woman with no kids, feminine, smart, willing to help build an empire with her husband, asset. Black man, we gotta stop skeeting up in these women, man. Y'all gotta stop that. Y'all gotta cut that shit out. Why would you look, man? I did the same thing. I threw my seed all over the place back in the day. Okay? But them situations got handled. You digs? You know what I'm talking about. You know, because you done had your ass over there Planned Parenthood. But I was the same way. I was skeeting everywhere. You don't do that, man. Young brothers, don't have no children, man, till you get married. All that one kid over here, one kid over there. Man, cut that shit out. You ain't gonna never have any money paying child support. And you got children all over the place. Brothers, y'all gonna have to clean that up. I don't care if Uncle Willie got 20 kids or not. You don't need 20 kids, bro. You ain't gonna never have no money. But black women, you done sat up here and ran your men off. You done shitted on your men so badly that we got young brothers who won't even date black women. Just watching their mamas and their sisters, they don't date black women. Because they see how their sister and their mama treat men. And you can't do shit about it if he take a Mexican chick to the prom. You can't do shit about it because he gonna say, I ain't taking nobody else. She's cooperative. Lakeisha and Bumquisha over there, they want to give me lip and attitude. And I'm not having it. So black woman, you done shot yourself in the foot, man. See, now it's getting to the point where single moms are drowning in debt out here. Single moms are struggling now. Even the white ones are struggling. And all this, I'm going to jump my ass on OnlyFans. Let me tell you something. OnlyFans is getting saturated with booty. After a while, OnlyFans ain't going to be popping. Because remember when MySpace was popping, you had a lot of people getting, recording artists getting signed off of MySpace. Same thing. You're going to go shake your ass for some money. Go ahead. I don't see anything wrong with it. But don't sit up here and tell me you a Christian and you out there shaking your ass for money on OnlyFans. And I've seen some floppy titty, wrinkled up white women talking about they got an OnlyFans. I'm like, who is looking at this bitch? This ugly ass, droopy titty, sad ass fucking white woman. Man, if you don't get the hell out of here, who is paying this? Who is paying to look at her? That show you how desperate these men are. That they'll go out here and pay to look at a woman they ain't gonna never be able to get up in. You won't even be able to talk to that woman. And you up there tricking your money off on OnlyFans because you too lazy to get up off your ass and learn some game and some swag. I had to learn. Swag didn't just, who is it? Swag. It didn't just knock on my door, fellas. I had to learn. I used to didn't know how to really dress. I mean, I knew how to match my clothes up. I wouldn't walk around looking like a fool. But my problem was, I just grab something and wear it. Some old slacks, a shirt, white shirt, and a tie. And, when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, I ain't really have a lot of clothes anyway. You digs? But women, I'm telling these ladies, I'm telling you, if you ain't already feeling the crunch of I've heard a lot of women not being able to pay their rent. I'm hearing a lot of black women get the roommate thing popping because they can't afford to get an apartment by themselves. So them and two of their friends will go get a 2-bedroom apartment. One girl will live in one room and the other two be in the other room. Okay? Be doing stuff like that. Or somebody sleeping on the couch. You got grown ass 30 and 40-year-old women doing that because the market done kicked their asses. All that independent woman, I don't need no man, ain't a black men, ain't shit. All that's gotten you was an empty bank account. An empty wallet, an empty pocketbook, and a zero balance on your checking account and savings account. And let me tell you something, these young brothers are realizing that we can't allow black women to drag us down. Those of you who refuse to deal with black women with some respect, you don't want to put no respect on it, cool. Leave us alone. Okay? Because I done got way more cooperation out of Hispanic women and white women and Asian women. So you can go ahead and play these games, black woman. Ain't nobody checking for you. And damn sure ain't nobody gonna pay your bill. Because see, brothers, a lot of these black women are in such grave debt that the only reason they own Tinder and Bumble and Match and plenty of fat.com, the reason why they're on those platforms, they're on there to get food. They're on there to be predators. I call them, they coming on there to murk your wallet. They ain't trying to be with you. That woman ain't talking like she want to be your woman. So why are you talking about meeting her for dinner? You don't never meet nobody over a meal. You tell them, hey, you can meet me at Applebee's at the bar. I'm gonna come straight to the bar. And when I get there, before I get there, I'll text them so they don't leave. I'm walking in the door, I'm texting them. Okay? I'm sitting up there doing this. telling her, hey, whatever you get is yours. You got to pay for your shit. I got to pay for my shit. This ain't nothing but a meetup. See that's y'all know that I've been singing this same song for 12 years. Y'all know, y'all, those of you who've been with me from day one, you know what I'm talking about when I had the Iceman NBA channel. Man, come on. You know what's up. I've been telling y'all for years, you don't get your finances entangled with women. You don't let women live with you. You don't let women, you don't give women money if you don't have a child with them and or they're not your wife, you don't give a woman a damn thing. See, this is new stuff. See, when I was y'all age, when women hit us up with money, we clowned them. When they came to us with their hands like cups, yet they independent. See, child support is bullshit. Let me tell you why it's bullshit, fellas. It's bullshit because the county is going to play daddy and going to make the biological pay it. But they let the deadbeat woman, she ain't got no accountability. She ain't got to report what she's spending it on. And you know, most women take their child support and spend it on themselves. The children don't get shit. Okay? Kids walking around dirty, wax popping out their ears, boogers in their nose, face ain't washed. But you an independent woman and won't let them live with their father. Mm-hmm. See, ladies, remember, fellas, a couple of years ago, I had all these females coming on the live stream talking about Joe Biden is going to keep his word and cancel our student loan debt. Remember that? All these black women will pop up and say that. And I'm like, watch. Watch. If you didn't go to one of these rip-off for-profit colleges like ITT Tech or ITT Institute, you're not getting all your loans forgiven. And they ain't doing none of it automatically. When President Trump, because I'm a veterans advocate, I have clients who are veterans. When Trump signed that executive order, when he signed it, it took one of my clients, it took him about 2 months for him to get an email and something in the mail to tell him his loans had been forgiven. Okay? That was an executive order. And y'all talking shit about Trump. Okay? Let me tell you something. If Biden would have been president during that if he would have been president during that pandemic, he wouldn't have sent out none of that money. Wouldn't have been no PPP money. There wouldn't have been any money. Biden would have tried to get through the pandemic just pushing vaccines like he did. Okay? And people getting heart disease from getting them vaccines. Well, they can talk shit to me all they want. I don't give a damn. Okay? Let's see if there's something I need up here. Okay. There's something on here I want to put. I might not be able to put it on here. Shit. Oh, wait a minute. Where's that thing at? Oh. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm old. Hold up for a second. So ring of Mexicans up here stealing calculators out of Target, super Target, out of Targets, and they selling them. I guess they probably selling them on eBay. Come on, quit bullshit. Okay, shit. I'm just checking something, y'all. Hold on. Sometimes my internet be going out around this time and that. What the hell? Come on, man. Just like Richard Pryor said. What did Richard Pryor say? He said, shit get real when you get them Miss Meal cramps. And some of you ladies, y'all gonna get some Miss Meal cramps. That's it. Let me tell you something. The welfare hustle's gonna run out. Okay. Now they'll let white women and so-called Hispanic women sit on welfare for years. Black women, you better than that. Okay? You're better than that. But you better look at your finances. A lot of y'all ain't got no pensions, and that 401k ain't shit. You up here about, almost 10 years 10 years from retiring, and you up here still blowing money like you a teenager. You still spending like you were 20. And here you are 45. I got to have that, girl. Let me have that. I got to get it. Just so you can say, girl, what you got this? Nah, girl, you ain't rolling. You ain't styling and profiling in this. Just for some shit like that's nigga shit. See, that's nigga shit. A lot of y'all get caught up in nigga shit. And then you wonder why your situation is messed up. I told y'all in 2019 that Biden wasn't shit. And what did y'all do? Y'all attacked me. Remember? Those of you on Facebook, when I told y'all what Biden was going to do, y'all tried to run me out of town because I told the truth on you. or told the truth about his ass. I told you he gonna get in there and he's gonna ignore us. He's gonna get in there and he's gonna act like we don't even exist. And look, people, if you want to vote for Biden, that's fine. Do whatever you want to do. I ain't telling you to do anything. I'm just laying the facts out there. Okay? Let me tell you something. No matter who you vote for, if they didn't come from the grassroots, if they didn't come from the soil within the Black community, don't trust them. Because just like in the entertainment field, when you see actors or actresses pop up out of nowhere, like Kevin Hart did, they done something strange for a piece of change. Okay? When you see people like Jonathan Majors, I had never heard of him. Okay? Real talk. But ladies, you finna have a tornado, a typhoon, a hurricane, and an earthquake coming all at once at you financially. And hustling men because you ain't got enough money for a $20 dinner at Applebee's or a drink after work. You got to go and play with some man's mind so you'll have some money so you can keep the little bit of nickels you got in your purse. And I think that ought to be outlawed. That ought to be a crime. Okay? For you to trick somebody, you sitting up here tricking somebody into a situation that you know you ain't interested in this dude. But you gonna do it anyway because you evil. A lot of y'all are evil. Okay? You're evil as shit. And you know the most evil women that I've ever dealt with, particularly in my family, they were all churchgoers. And I mean, not one Sunday here and there, like on Easter and Christmas. I'm talking about dedicated. Every week they go to church. It's like a damn job. Sometimes I would only enjoy church when somebody, did something that was funny. I got a chance to see something funny. Okay, that's the only reason why I went to church. Otherwise, I would have stayed home and watched the damn football game. Cause I ain't learned nothing. All I learned was that Christianity and Catholicism are pagan religions because you're worshiping a God that never existed. That picture that Michelangelo painted of so-called hunky Jesus, that picture is his cousin. Okay? That's his cousin. That's not the real Jesus. And you know that. But you keep going to church because that's all you know. Yes, and then all you know. You just don't want change. The number one thing that's gonna hit Biden voters this November, if he don't croak before that, his situation, he ain't too old. He got cognitive decline. Okay? He looked like he getting dementia. I guarantee when he did that State of the Union speech last night, I guarantee they pumped his ass. They probably had him sleep all day, and I bet you they pumped his ass up with caffeine. Because he looked like he was the devil. He looked like he was, most of the time he looked like he about to go to sleep. And all of a sudden he gonna get on the podium and start yelling and acting the fool, trying to prove that, he can do it. They worked on his ass for weeks to help his sorry ass out. Okay? But in closing, ladies, what you gonna do? Huh? You either gonna have to get 2 or 3 more jobs. I don't think you're gonna be able to do that. Or you're gonna have to get your OnlyFans. If some of y'all ain't doing it already. But remember, them videos and the videos and the pics that's on your page. Remember, people are downloading that stuff and they're gonna put it on Pornhub, they're gonna put it wherever, or they're gonna keep it for themselves. And that makes you look stupid. Don't complain about the crack of your ass. Everybody being familiar with the crack of your ass around the world, because a video of you getting smashed is on Pornhub. Oh, hell yeah, he looked like the crypt keeper from Tales from the Crypt. He's disgusting. I don't even like looking at him, because he just reminds me of one of them, reminds me of Bull Connor and Robert Byrd and Strom Thurmond. Those are the guys, and George Wallace. Those are the guys he was in love with. And all of them were Southerners. Let me tell you something about where Joe Biden from. Scranton, that eastern Pennsylvania, man, that's like being in Mississippi. Okay? Pittsburgh, Democrat. Pittsburgh, Democrat. Philadelphia, Democrat. You go up into that corridor where Scranton and all that is. Denzel shot that Unstoppable Train movie. Okay? That's where Joe Biden is from. Bunch of po-ass goddamn Irish. And the Irish was far more nasty toward black people, just like how a lot of Italians got a lot of melanin, and they be walking around here, being vicious toward black people. Okay? Now let me tell you something. Joe Biden is headed to the toilet. It's already a known fact. Black folks are the missing link. And like I told you, more and more black women ain't supporting Biden. Now, yeah, the old mammy class, like the 60, 70, 80-year-old black folks, yeah, they a bunch of clowns. They'll go vote for that no good devil. At least you are smart enough not to do it. Joe Biden does not deserve a vote from you. And we all need to send a message to Joe Biden that we ain't feeling his bullshit. Somebody just send me something. Did somebody just send Jaman? Did somebody send something to the Cash App? Because I saw you had sent something. Well, I wasn't paying attention to it because yeah, yeah, something ain't right here. Hmm. Hmm. I guess you took it back. I guess you took it back. Oh well. Anyway, the writing's on the wall. I don't feel sorry for you ladies because you have bought into feminism that has nothing to do with you. All that has to do is white women, and you're not white, and you're only now they're using you as a mascot. You get no check. When the checks start coming in, where do the checks go? The checks go directly, and I do mean directly, to them white women. Meanwhile, you standing up there being a mascot because they know they wouldn't get it without you. If white women were walking around here talking about they downtrodden and oppressed, most people wouldn't even listen. Okay, because they know them white women. They know they running a hustle. Okay, know what they doing. Oh, this thing is true. Hmm. Okay, what time is it? Oh, no. Okay. But I want you ladies to think about, I do want you to think about where you going to end up financially because it's not looking good for y'all. It's not. Those of you ladies that most of y'all making like 50, 55 maybe, you got a gang of debt. All y'all got a gang of debt. And that's another thing. Okay. My battery's getting low, y'all. All right, man. Let me get out of here. I guess folks taking back their donations. I mean, that's cool. That's okay. Anyway, I want you ladies to be educated and do what you need to do so that you don't be dependent on the Democratic Party because that's why y'all vote for them like that. And the Democratic Party don't deserve shit. They don't deserve spit. And they ain't gonna get anything until they take care of their people, which they are not doing. Okay? They're not taking care of their people. You know, there's one thing I learned when you manage, feed the troops. If you got hungry troops, you got troops that gonna work against you. It's gonna be a mutiny. Hope you can handle it. You did? All right, y'all, I'm gonna holler at y'all. So this Saturday morning, it's time to rock on. All right, girl. Be tuned in to the Facts Over Feelings podcast. I am your host, the Iceman. Holla at your boy.